And we are live. Hello, girls. How are you? Anita here from Sequins and Sand, tuning in on a Wednesday for our regular lunchtime live series here at Sequins and Sand with the storm whirling around us. Hello and welcome. If you are watching the recording, nice to see you here. If you are joining me live, strap yourselves in. I've got to admit, I'm shaking a bit today. I'm quite nervous about what I'm going to talk to you about today. It's something that we've been working on for a little bit of time here, and it's a bit of a dream come true for me. I've been selling swimsuits online for 12 years now, bit of a nana in this space, and I've come to learn a couple of really important things. I've come to learn that many of the beautiful women I serve focus on size before shape. And I think that's a big mistake. Because when we talk about buying swimsuits, something that fits quite skin tight on our bodies and performs a certain function, so needs to support us really, really well with that kind of feeling, we need to approach it with a shape before size mentality. We've got to match that shape of our bodies to the shape of that swimsuit. And when you combine shape with size, you have a very powerful tool. Now, that powerful tool that we have been working on here in Sequins and Sandland is the next generation of our size calculator. We call it the shape and size calculator. And the reason why we've developed this is to help you find that swimsuit that helps you feel fantastic when you put it on. You feel so well supported that you know it's a great match for your shape and your size, and it's going to let you do what you want your cozies to do for you each and every summer. I'm hoping that it will become a much sought after tool that you'll share with your friends as well, because once you dive in and start using it, you'll find it so easy to find that swimsuit. You know, I get it. I get why so many women focus on size, because it's how we are brought up, right? In this day and age, you know, you've got to measure everything. There's even watches to measure your steps, and there's, you know, scales. You know, how many of you focus on the number on the scale instead of taking note of how you feel? I think there is so much focus on size in our society that we've lost focus on connecting with who we are and understanding more about our bodies in particular. From my point of view with a swimsuit, I know it really matters a lot. So I'm asking you to consider putting your shape and understanding your shape first before your size. And so much about what we've introduced in the shape and size calculator is based on that. It's based on 12 years of experience of understanding women's body shapes and how they fit into the shape of our cozies, bringing the two together. And swimwear is a little bit different to swimsuits in that, yes, they, within each swimsuit range, a different cozy, because of the way it's shaped and has different features, is going to fit differently to another one in the same range potentially, because they're made to suit different shapes, right? That's why this is so fundamentally important. The other reason is if you try and compare your size without considering your shape, and you say, well, a lot of women say this to me, well, I am a size 16 in my clothes, so I figure I'm going to be a 16 in swimsuits. Nah, myth number one, busted right open. No way. Because just like there is some variations in swimsuit, in clothing, the variation is so diverse within a label, but also between labels. And there's a thing called vanity sizing. Do you know what that is? Let me know in the comments if you've heard of vanity sizing. Vanity sizing is when some labels will actually mess with our minds a bit. They will undersize. So a 16 in their label might be an 18 or even a 20 in another label. They're messing with our minds. They're wanting us to feel better about seeing a smaller number on the tag, and that then making us feel better about our purchases. It's so very wrong, but it happens time and time again. And I'm sure you've come across the labels that size that way. So we've got to put size aside and we've got to focus on shape. And I've seen too that the women who find the right swimsuit are those who don't get hung up on those numbers. That's the other thing I want to say to you. Put those preconceived notions of your size to the side and focus on your shape. So the other thing I know is that if you don't find the cozy that fits right, it's not necessarily that the size is wrong. It's that the shape is wrong. The shape of the cozy doesn't match the shape of your body. For example, you might have a shape which we call a rounder shape, a fuller tummy shape, but you've got narrower hips and legs. So often when you go to wear a swimsuit, you find that you get the right fit for your tummy, but that the legs flap around a little bit. Now, I'm here to tell you, after 12 years of experience, that if you try and find a cozy to suit your legs, it's going to be too tight and uncomfortable around your tummy. And there are very few swimsuits, if not, I can't even think of one actually, that's going to fit you really, really well around the tops of your legs as well as around your tummy if you've got that big difference going on between the shape of your tummy and the shape of your legs. And it's also a size thing too. We offer a solution to that. That's called getting the legs re-rubbered as an alteration. But it also comes down to the point that if you understand your shape and not just your size, you can look for cozies that will flatter your figure and fit you better in all the right places. So today I want to talk you through the shape and size calculator. Are you ready to go? All right, let's go. So we are going to share screens here now. And we are going to go into Sequins and Sandland. There is the home page. Can we see that? Yeah, I just got a thumbs up. Thank you. Just going to put my phone on silent. Great. So this is the home page for Sequins and Sand. There are all of our beautiful girls in the Cozy Confidence crew. Now, the Cozy Confidence crew are a bunch of everyday women of all different shapes and sizes, deliberately so. They give up their precious time and they have a passion, as I do, to help you find that swimsuit, to show to you that it doesn't matter what shape and size you are, there is a cozy out there for you and you can feel great in it and live your summers without holding back. That freedom to be you. Now, the crew know their shapes very well and they've learned over time how to choose the right cozies for their shape. This year, I experimented with the new size and shape calculator with them, and we put their measurements through the to the test as well. So we've had a bit of testing with this, and I also put it to some of you in Sequins and Sandland. Many of our subscribers came back and helped test this too, because like me, they understand that if you find the right swimsuit, it is the ticket to living a wonderful summer. And I believe that this tool is the key to unlocking those secrets as well. So let's find this size, the shape and size calculator. It is in the change room help section. There we go. And in the change room now, where all of the help we offer is in one place, we now have a way for you to put in your measurements and then find out what size and shape. More importantly, shape you are. And then armed with that knowledge, we then show you which cozies are going to suit your shape. And then you can work out if they're available in the sizes that are for your size. So let's put in a couple of numbers here and I'll show you how it works. So shoulders. Now with the shoulder measurement, it's a circumference measurement. It's got to go all the way around, and tips on how to do that are there. Bust. Let's reshuffle my pages here so I can. It tells me as we go what size we're putting in, and hips. And then we calculate. So this is telling me, with the calculations that we've got going on in the background, that the person with these measurements is an hourglass shape. Now, I know that to be true because that person is me. So, and it's also our beautiful Maz. So this is the other thing we've done. We've matched the women in our crew who have that shape to not only the products, but the descriptions here to give you an idea straight away. Well, that's what we mean by an hourglass shape. There are some words there to explain it too. And then over here, it gives you the idea of what size you are within our range of cozies that we sell. But more importantly, I want you to look for our girls, right? Because they're also featured in a lot of our photographs for each of the products on the website. So not only are you armed with understanding your shape a bit better, what shape you are, and what size you might be within our range, you've got a guiding light in one of our beautiful girls, or maybe 2 or 3 of our beautiful girls who share a similar shape as you. 3 ways we can help you find that swimsuit. Now, if we then say, okay, that looks great, but I now want to find the cozies that suit an hourglass shape, we can simply click there. It's a bit more of an explanation. And then up comes all the cozies and some clothes that we feel are best suited to an hourglass shape. Now, an hourglass shape is a well-proportioned shape. So that means that most cozies will always look good on an hourglass. The only thing an hourglass has to watch is that there's not too much fabric around their tummy, which will overwhelm them and overwhelm their shape. But mostly an hourglass can wear just about anything. Now, let's try some different measurements. Shoulders. Bust, waist. You'll have to get yourselves one of those tape measures, girls. You've probably got one kicking around the house somewhere. And hips. Right. So this person has a size 20, thereabouts bust, 22 waist and 24 hips. So there's a bit of a size gradient going on there. Let's see what shape this person is. We're going to hit calculate. And there we go. Now, this person is a triangle, or better known for a long time as a pear shape. But what we've done that's a little bit different, because when we were putting this together, I was using some proportional calculations and something wasn't working right. What I knew of the girls and their shapes, it wasn't computing 100% in the results. Then it dawned on me, and after researching this, right, reading article upon article, and you know all these articles around the definition of shape and different body shapes and what to wear for different body shapes, I started to get really confused myself. So I feel for you girls, feel your pain when it comes to confusion about understanding your shape. And indeed, what I've used here to define shape might not be what others have used out there. I understand that too. But I'm the Cosy Whisperer, I'm the Swimsuit Whisperer, and these are specifically for swimsuits and, more importantly, women in midlife. I want you to understand that. What I discovered was that so many of the traditional models of this body shape and this is what you wear for that body shape were for women who were in their 20s, 20-somethings. Now, I know you'll agree with me when I say the body that we've got now in our 50s, 60s, even late 40s is not the body we had when we're in our 20s. And if it is, fantastic. Well done, you. Mine is roughly the same shape, but my tummy's gotten bigger over the years. I've had 2 kids. You know, it's a midlife. In midlife, that's where we tend to put on our weight, right? A lot of us, that's where it all comes on. So what I've done is I've tweaked the calculations to take into consideration a midlife shape. And that's what we've done here with the triangle. I've got 2 derivations of a triangle shape. Now, a triangle shape is a shape where the top part is much narrower than the bottom part. So shaped like a triangle, right? Narrower shoulders, sloping waistline, and broader hips. But with the diamond, what we've done is we've taken into consideration the tummy as well. So we have beautiful triangles in our crew in Tracy and Maria. And then in our crew, our beautiful diamonds are Jackie and Alison. And they are Alison's dimensions. They're her measurements. So you can see that Alison and Jackie, whilst they have narrower shoulders to their bottoms, absolutely, and a sloping waistline and a smaller bust compared to the bottom, it's the belly that is quite pronounced in the shape as well. Absolutely. And you know what? This is the most popular shape that we serve here, around a tummy shape with a triangle overall shape. In other words, a diamond. And the cozies that these 2 have got on are the cozies that they love to wear. And we know that they look fantastic in these particular styles. So that's how, with a triangle shape, we've modified it to suit what I believe makes more sense for we women in midlife. So as you peruse through and look through the site, if you're a triangle shape, look for these faces, right? Look for Maria and Tracy and Jackie and Alison and think, yeah, they look like me. I've got a similar shape to that. And what are they wearing? Let's see the styles that they like to wear. So let's continue with Alison. It tells us a little bit more about a diamond shape in detail. It suggests what some of the more popular sizes that the girls like to wear are listed there for you as well. So you can find that really, really easily. Then you can shop by your diamond shape togs. And there they are. The most popular diamond shape is the 3-tier, and so is the zip-up frill sleeve with the side paneling and the ruching in the middle. So they are the popular or what we believe to be the most suitable shapes for a diamond. Now, triangles are going to be similar as well, but with a diamond shape, we're just making a little bit more room for the tummy area than what we are with a traditional diamond. But most of them most of the cozies will appear in both sections for both shapes because there's a lot of similarity. So if I just hit calculate again, there we go. I just want to show you this. I'm a diamond, but there's a way you can go down a little bit further. You can, what if you have you've had a mastectomy and you need to find quickly some swimwear that suit your shape, but also the fact that you need some pockets in there for your prostheses. Well, here they are. Now, I'll be honest, we've still got quite a few togs to go through and tag because that's what we do. This is all a manual labor of love for us. Every product is tagged according to those shapes, and we've got quite a few to work through, but I'm a very big believer in, I work on the 80-20 principle. So if it's 80% right, I get it out there, and then we learn by doing, we learn together. So that's what I want you to do. Get on there, play around with this tool, and see if it works for you. If you find any problems, send me an email and let me know, and let's work it out so that we can keep refining it and making it better for all the women out there. When you tell your mates, right? So let's put in just one more. Let's go for a different shape now. Have I pre-thought about this? Yeah, I have a bit, you know. Girls got to be a little bit organised. Bust, waist, and hips. Okay. So, what's happened to my 117? Well, that hasn't come up. I thought it might. Okay, calculate. Already we have a problem, Houston. We haven't got a bust measurement, but I can tell you it's a 20. I'm not sure why that's happened. Maybe I had to refresh. Why don't I try that? Why don't I refresh and start again? Duncan, my developer, might be watching and he's going, no, Anita, you're doing this all wrong. You should have refreshed. Let's see if that makes a difference, girls, because I put these things in quite, yeah, there we go. I had to refresh. The good old, when all else fails, it used to be unplug it from the wall. When you're working online, it's called refreshing your browser, girls. That's what we all need to remember to do. Okay, so this person has got a bust of approximately 20, 24 and 20. Now, I should also mention that those numbers have come about because I've taken the size charts for the labels that we sell here and taken an average. So again, this is not an absolute tool where it's going to give you 100% the answer that you need. It's a really good solid start. And if someone says to me, Anita, what shape do you think I should get, or what togs do you think I should get for my shape and size? This is where I come first. And this is where I get 90% of my information on. The rest is up here in my head as well. But I really believe that a lot of what's in my head and in the head of the girls over the years is now in this tool for you to be able to self-help yourselves, girls. So we've got this shape is a rectangle or round. Now, the reason why I've grouped rectangles and rounds together, and we've got our beautiful crew here in Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie and Evie, if you're watching, and the lovely Flick, Jane, and Tasha. Now, the reason I've done this is in my research, I've come to understand that many of the round shapes, some of you may have a rounder tummy shape and you've been that shape most of your life. But for many of us in midlife, we've become that shape over the years. And for the vast majority, we've become that shape from being a rectangle. In some instances, an hourglass, but more likely a rectangle. That's my experience anyway. So what I've done is I've grouped these two together, and Liz is a perfect example of that. See, when you're a rectangle, most of your measurements pretty much are the same. But you can see here in Liz's. So for me, Liz is pretty much straight up and down, right? There's not a lot of waist definition. And Evie, though she's in that cleverly placed placement cosy there with the design, it gives her the outline of a waist. She's pretty much straight up and down. She's a classic model shape, right? A lot of models are rectangle shapes. So, but because over the years and for various reasons, Lizzie's tummy has gotten bigger, she's now erring into what we would call a rounder or apple shape. So that's why her dimensions here lean into that knowledge as well, a 24, whereas it's 20-20. Now, if I was to put Evie's in there, she would be 20 all the way through, guarantee you. So that's how we know we're a rectangle shape. We don't have a lot of waist definition. We're pretty much straight through. But in midlife, what can often happen, or as we get older, or maybe you've always been this way, a rounder tummy starts to take over our shape. It's where we put all of our weight on. And that's when we become what is traditionally called a round or apple shape. So if you are a round shape, there again is some explanation on what swimsuits, what to look for in your swimwear, some tips there in writing. And also we can shop all the styles that we believe are appropriate for around a tummy shape. And again, the 3-tier style is really popular. Look for the girls. Look for Tasha, look for Jane, and look for Flick in the results. And there's a lot there. This is quite a big selection because a lot of what we sell will suit this shape. There you go, girls. There's a lot to choose from there. Now, because there's a lot to choose from, there's something else we've done as well. We've got a few extra filters here. So you can start to filter down a little bit more and find what you need. So if we remember, there was a 20, 24, 20. So I would go for a 20 or a 22 in that cozy. So in the sizes, let's go for that size range that encompasses 2022, and that should narrow down the availability of togs. Mind you, that is the most popular size we sell is a 20. You can narrow down a little bit more. You can go, okay, well, just show me all the black ones. Anything that's got black in the range. Now, these come up as different colors, but that's because there is a black on offer in this dress as well. So all the black cozies are there when you want to shop by a rounder tummy shape or styles that suit a rounder tummy shape. And then you can go down a little bit further and you go, okay, I just want things that are $100 to $150. So you can keep narrowing it down until you get what you're after. Now, there is danger in narrowing down a lot, but it also is a fast track to finding what you want as well. But I have a bit of a theory that if you can, keep your options open at first and then narrow down as you go bit by bit. So that's where you'll find all the togs best suited to a rounder tummy shape. And I've got some here to show you. Now, I haven't got all black. I've got all colors. But I just wanted to show you some of these styles. I might do that at the end, actually. We'll come back to that. So that is the round tummy shape, right? And which is also where you'll find some rectangle stuff. So if we go back there, and I need to refresh, I just want to put in the rectangles again because I want to show you the rectangle shape options, girls. So just bear with me again while I put that in. I think it's really important that you understand all the possibilities. Now, you'll notice that we don't go into cup size. And I've got to tell you, there's the big reason for that is that because that's a whole other layer of complexity. The bust size, the cup size is kind of included in the bust measurement. And hips. Okay. Calculate. And there's the rectangles. I'll just scoot in here and show you the rectangle shapes. Some of these shapes look familiar to you, some of these styles. That's because there are adaptable styles, right? But again, it'll show you some of the options that are available for you if you are a rectangle shape and, you know, bandeau, hello, universal shape for all girls. So that's how you can go in and find the right cozies for you. I just want to mention a couple of other things. I know that this is not going to be the panacea, the magic bullet for everybody, but I'm hoping that for most of you, it will come very, very close and it will be that. But if you need a little bit of extra help, we are always here for you, right? So we have got a few FAQs put down for you as well. These are some articles that I've written, which again, just take that knowledge a little bit deeper for you so that you can be forearmed with some extra information. And one of those, this was a question that came up a fair bit when we were doing the testing. So some of the girls said, well, that's all well and good, Anita, but what if I come up as a 20 bust, a 22 waist, and a 24 hips, like Alison, right? Well, I would say, and it's what's mentioned in here, once I get the formatting right, that there's a few different things you can do. If you've got more than 2 size variation between top and bottom, or bottom and top, like Alison, where she's a 22 top and a 24 bottom, it's going to be quite difficult to get a one piece that's going to suit both areas and be a really good fit in both areas. So consider a 2-piece. But if you are like Liz and you've got a 20 bust, a 24 waist, and 20 hips, the middle bit is rounder, you might pick the number in between and go, okay, I'm going to shoot for a 22. Now, when you do that, because you're going down a size for around your tummy and up a size potentially for your bust and bottom, be cognizant of that when you're looking for togs. I would say to you, look for togs where they either bring in your bust like the zip up does, or they've got adjustable straps so that you can bring them in and get a firmer fit around the bust. Because remember, if your suit finding the size or using the size that's good for the widest part of your shape, which might be your belly, but then you need to know that your bust is going to be supported enough as well, and that's where the adjustable straps come in. Or a style like the 3-tier, well, that has got adjustable straps, not a good example, Anita, or the zip up, where it's such a it's not a lift and separate kind of style. There's a bit of latitude in that one where it's going to flatten you out a bit anyway, and it's going to smooth out your outline, and there's a lot more latitude in the sizing around the bust in that anyway. So that's just a bit of a tip. So you can either choose a mid-range size, or you can consider what's going to need more support, which is what I've talked about. And of course, you can always contact us. That's what we're here to do, and that's what we love. So if you find that you've gone through this whole exercise and you're still a little bit unsure, there's a quick link to send me an email to get some help, or you've got some other articles here relating to shapes that I know are often top of mind. Another one is long body shape, right? So there's our beautiful Helen. She is our longer body shape Cosy Confidence crew girl, right? So with a longer body shape, in a nutshell, you need something that's got a lot of ruching on the sides, because that's going to expand with you so you can stand up on it properly. Or you go for a 2-piece with a longer length like Helen's got on here. So either way, there are some tips here, again, I guess is what I'm saying, where you can find the cozies that suit a longer body shape, so that when you look at all the results that come up for you, you can go to there and go, oh, they're the top tips from the girls about what I need to look for. I'm going to look for that when I go shopping. Now, it might seem like there's a lot of work involved in doing all of that, but believe me, if you put the time in and you do all of that, you put your measurements in and you look at the results that are coming up for you, and you really think about it, and then think about the features of the cozies, which are all listed in the descriptions, and how that's going to work with your shape, then you've got the magical ingredients to finding that swimsuit now and in the future, right? You'll be forearmed with such amazing information that'll make it so much easier for you to find that swimsuit now and then into the future as well. So let me just go back to this view. Now, in real life, let's talk very quickly about big belly shape, so the rounder body shape, and, potentially the rectangle as well, but the rounder body, the fuller tummy, because I know that is the vast majority of you are concerned about your fuller tummy, either in a triangle shape or with that rounder shape. Now, if you're a rounder shape, odds on you've got quite a full bust as well. So that needs to be supported too. But also, when we're talking about a rounder tummy shape, there's a couple of principles we want to stick to. We want to create length with some diagonal lines. Now, that's why the 3-tier works well, or the crossover works well, because it lengthens with the diagonal lines. The 3-tier also works to camouflage as well and not be so tight-fitting so that it stretches over the fuller tummy and not so flattering if it does that. Ruching, again, is your best friend. Ruching is another way that all of those little tucks and ruches help to give your tummy a little bit more camouflage and coverage if you're super sensitive about it. And a print, right? Prints, hands down, all the time, are going to be the winners for you because prints are the masters of disguise. So if you're super tummy conscious, then look for a print before a plain. Now, so we've got lines to elongate with the 3-tier and the crossovers, for example. We've got prints to look out for. We've got panels. You also need to look for nice side panels that are going to help create a visual curve around your waist. And then the ruching will also help to disguise and cover up your tummy really well too. So I'll just show you a few of those. Excuse me while I stand up and rearrange my space. Now, if you're a rounder tummy girl like Jane and Flick are, then this is great, right? There are those side panels I've talked about and the center ruched panel. And then this is good for an F to G cup. So if you're around a tummy shape with a full bust as well, then this is going to work for you. And that was one of the togs that came up in the listing when we used the shape and size calculator. This is the crossover that I'm talking about. This is the crossover sheath and it's in a print. There is that long diagonal line to help break up the line of your tummy. It's got some ruching as well to help camouflage through the middle. And of course, the print does a lot of the heavy lifting as well. And with a fuller bust, a deep V is very, very flattering as a neckline. So that is one that also showed up in those searches, and there it is there in real life. The other universal shape is the bandeau. I put this down to suit any shape. It's one of those. So if all else fails, girls, look for a bandeau. The only shape that will not work for all sizes if you've got anything less than a B cup. A B cup and A cup is not going to fill this. This starts at a C, probably a D, but some Cs can get away with it, but really a D. So all the ruching down the sides, beautiful print, and ruching around the bust as well, fully adjustable straps. So that's why this one is a winner for most shapes, the bandeau. The other number one is the 3-tier. We talked about that. And look at that in the Molokai, how much distraction is going on with the print, right? This is a perfect example of print power. So it's got the tiers there to help camouflage the tummy, and the print will help to disguise as well. The only top tip I have with this in the 3-tier is if you've got a rounder tummy shape, you're better off with the tankini than you are the one piece. If you love the one piece and you've only got one size difference between, say top and bottom, but if you've got a full rounder tummy with the 3-tier one piece, you must go up a size because there is no ruching in this. There is not a lot of extra length in it. So you need the length. When you've got a rounder tummy shape, top tip girls, you need the length to get over your tummy. So just like Helen needs it for a longer torso, you need it to get over your belly. Same thing, it's length. But this time we're going this way instead of this way. Right, so they're the 3-tier styles. When we talk about feeling supported around a tummy, this is another super winning style. Comes in so many prints and plains, but you can see why. There's those panels I've talked about earlier, and the zip and the center panel of ruching just helps to keep everything in place. Now this will fit an E cup bust. I wouldn't go any bigger than an E cup, maybe an F, but then you're putting a lot of pressure on the zip. But this is a great all-rounder, again, for a rounder shape. Really, really is a winner. As is another zip style. This is becoming so popular this season in a couple of, particularly the Florence and the Coral Palms, which is this bright orange print. because of the paneling that's done a little bit differently, but these beautiful curves which help to give you a visual waist. Now, if you tuned into my live a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the, in my private Facebook group, we talked about the power of prints and placements. So if you're in that private Facebook group, you would have enjoyed all the top tips from that. And if you're not in that group, we go a little bit deeper in a lot of stuff than what we do on the Sequins and Sand page here. We talk about all sorts of things there. I'll put a link where you can go to, but it's on Facebook, private Facebook group, Women 40 Plus, Self-Love, Body Love, Summer Confidence. All the things that we're about here at Sequins and Sand. But this is another winner, right? And Lizzie looks fabulous in this. It's a great style for tummy. And then this one does too, for a different reason. It's got the center ruche panel, but it's got this waistband. And that helps divide up the fullness of a tummy as well. So that's another option. Tasha looked great in this. So in real life, they are the cozies that would have come into that rounder tummy selection when you use the shape and size calculator. Well, I think that's about it. Let's see, Liz, that's a great way to find out your size and shape. Thanks, Lizzie, and thank you for volunteering and everything you do to help the girls find their right swimsuit online. It really is amazing that I really appreciate all you and the crew girls do. To all the crew who are watching, because I know you all watch at different times, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you on behalf of all the women who benefit from you showing up and showing the way as well. So in wrapping up, today we've talked about the brand new shape and size calculator here at Sequins and Sand. You'll find it in the, let me just share my screen again. Let's go here. No, this is the one I want. There we go. You'll find it in the change room help section. Look for the bikini icon at the top of the website, girls. So I'll just take you right back. There's the home page and there's the bikini icon. Change room help is right there. And then you can put in your measurements, read all about it. If you get stuck, send me an email. Also look at the facts to help you through. And like I said in the presentation, there are 4 key things that we've done to help you find that swimsuit. The number one thing I want you to change within your perception and your mind is have an open mind to lots of different options. Time and time again, the women who have an open mind and don't come in with any preconceived notions are the ones who successfully find their swimsuits time and time again. But also, don't focus on the numbers. Do not put size before shape. Always shape before size. We use the numbers, put your measurements in, not to focus on what they come up with in terms of size, but to give us the proportions so we can calculate your shape. So let's just put in, I wonder if these will work. Just putting in some randoms here now. There we go. So look for the other thing we've done. So now that we've shown you what your size is, but more importantly, your shape, triangle or diamond in this instance, look for our beautiful crew girls, right? They are your beacon in the dark. Look for them. Whatever they're wearing will look good on you if you relate to that shape. Because I'm here to tell you girls, most swimsuit models that you see, you take note. And some influencers that show you what to put on before you buy are the ones that have hourglass shapes. Most swimsuit models have hourglass shapes. And hourglass shapes are beautifully proportioned and can wear just about anything. So this is why it's so important for you to understand your shape. Relate your shape to the beautiful crew girls, and that will make your life easier too. So that's the power of the shape and size calculator. If you've got any questions at any stage, either put them in the feed or send me an email. Oh, thank you, Alison. That's lovely. I am the Cozy Whisperer. Yes, it's a lot of practice, 12 years of practice. And a lot of that knowledge has gone into building this shape and size calculator. Put it through its paces, girls. Have a crack. Have a go at it. And let me know what you think. If it works for you, let me know. If you have a few problems, let me know. We are here to help and to help you find that swimsuit this summer and every summer, all the summers going forward, because we know finding the right swimsuit is the ticket to living a summer on your terms with greater freedom and joy without holding back. Life's too short, girls. We need to get out there and make those memories, not sit under the palm tree. Get out there and enjoy it and get involved in the fun with your family and friends and those you love. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the lines on Friday when we talk about a new range that's just landed here, Positano White. And now you'll be able to look at that and go, yeah, I know what she's talking about. When you look at the shape of those cozies, you can see you'll know whether it's a shape that'll work for you if you've gone through here and put your measurements in to find out first. Thanks so much, girls. I'll see you on the lines on Friday and most other days. Bye.